apparently on YouTube has it wrong. The most powerful kick you learn from physics, like Mythbusters, alright? Velocity times mass. You ever hear E equals mc squared? The c is the maximum velocity possible in this universe, alright? I'm not going to do a very eloquent jump kick, but this is the most powerful. My so-called dojo here. I was winterizing because of the winter. But really, all you do is you run at the fastest rate forward you possibly can. This is impressive. I went to, what is it, freaking jiu-jitsu. I was first class at jiu-jitsu. Sensei's like, hey, everybody give us the best kick you got. And everybody did some really cool kicks. Like spinning kicks and roundhouse kicks. I'm like, am I allowed to take a little run start? And they're like, yeah. And when I blasted the dummy, it went head over heels like it got hit with a freaking tornado. People are like, whoa! It's because it's called physics, right? I'm probably not going to get the best run here. We've got like a table in the way. Got some crap in the way. But everybody has it wrong, dude. Everybody. Like, there's not a single... I don't see stuff on the internet, like people doing this running jump kick. I know in Shotokan, which is when I trained, it's not really honorable to do a jump kick because they know it has a little bit of force in it and it's awkward, and they'll give the point because it's a judge sport, right? They give the point to the guy who's a little bit more honorable, the guy trying to like just throw himself into the block. You know, you can punch and kick through blocks, man. It's no big deal. A lot of people are all, oh, they're blocking. Oh, I'm gonna block it. Sometimes the best way to go through like freaking even Wing Chun is just to go, just more muscle. Right? They're gonna push you down, but if you have more muscle, they can't push you back. Like a Wing Chun's gonna push your arm into you, right? If you're just like stronger than them, you just clock through them. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna have a hard time getting through all this stuff. A little trash here. I got a table in the way. I'm gonna give it like a light jog. But the idea is, if you can run like 10 miles an hour, that's like 10 times 10, right? Times what your mass is. The faster you go, the more damage it does, right? Mythbusters, you're driving forward and you fire, or you're going 50 miles an hour forward, fire a cannonball out 50 miles per hour in the background, it just drops straight down. There's no force there, right? But if you drive 50 miles an hour forward and throw the cannonball on top, that's the force. So everybody doing these standing, they're like, I'm doing a standing back kick. They're like this, and they're like this, and then like, whoa, that's the most powerful kick. It's like, no. You're standing. Right there, you have no velocity. Velocity times mass just says like someone even jumping like this, like you're like a hop, is like gonna do more damage than you know. Because you're pushing, it's the amount of speed. Spin, fancy stuff, it looks nice. Spinning and fancy stuff looks nice and everything. But when it comes down to it, the damage is purely your velocity times mass. That's why a weak guy, not a weak guy, but like a fast guy, goes in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, you know? And they're like, you know, I'm being weak, right? But if you go in and out, you can beat a bigger guy, right? If you stand with a bigger guy, and say Bruce Lee was going toe to toe with like Tyson, he'd be like, dude, Bruce Lee would get laid out, right? Because bigger mass, when the velocity can be about equal, wins out. So for a smaller guy, the kite, you heard about kiting in like video games, hit and scoot, shoot and scoot. But anyway, like long story short, the most damaging kick in the road is the running side thrust kick, more or less. You might be able to get some penultimate stamps or some stupid weird stuff before it that makes you spin, but you just kind of. I'm just gonna jog it. Frick it, I don't want to damage myself. Lame, right? Oh my god, hit with my own bag on the way back, dude. Anyway, that was kind of cool. I mean, at least I blocked it with my hand, dude. You know, sometimes like when you run up steps, you can push your step up a step. I didn't get hit in the butt there. It looked like I got hit in the butt, but I didn't. I pushed off with my hand, right? So, dude, like I don't know why no one knows this. This is like the most powerful kick in the game, man. And it's physics. Your power of your attack. Always remember this: power attack. Velocity times mass. So if your velocity goes up, it goes up really fast because it's velocity squared, right? So anyway, that was probably a really lame jump kick. Let's see if I can get a better one. There's this table in the way, man. I don't want to move the table. I don't do anything. I'm not going to get a better one because if I run up, I'm going to clip my knee with this table, and you'll see me go down. Oh, help me! Send me an ambulance. Right? Anyway, I'm just going to do like a quick one. Just get some like some velocity, right? Damn it, I really want this table out of the way. It might have to get out of the way. See, liquid's there. I'm cleaning my table because I'm stoked about. I want to do a running jump kick. I used to do this all the time on my stream. If you do too many jump kicks in a row, it'll give you performance. You know, the Newton's third law. Don't forget about Newton's third law. Every reaction is an equal and opposite reaction. So when I pushed off with my hand because it was coming down at me, you know what was happening. The force of my kick transferred into the kicking bag and then transferred to my hand. Feels like everything here. Oh, more impactful. All right. Well, hey. This might be the best. Man, I just realized how messy my room is, dude. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna do a jump kick. Whoa, it's cool down here. I'm stoked, dude. Look at me like light jog. I'm light jog these puppers. And then, boom, last second you launch it. Because think about it, if you jump and you put your leg out at the same time, here, I'll show you how to do it wrong, right? I'll show you how to do it wrong, right? I'm gonna show you wrong. Remember, velocity times mass, right? So there's two velocities we're adding. We're adding me jumping, and then we're adding my, like, the kick at the end, right? Doing the kick at the end. If you just jump up, here, watch, I'll show you how to do it wrong. This is, like, a lot of people see the Bruce Lee movies, and they see him just, like, launch himself. Bruce Lee didn't want to hurt the other actors, right? Bruce Lee wasn't out there to kill the other actors, so he wasn't launching his kick at the end sometimes. A lot of people see the jump kick, and they look like it's just like you just throw yourself. I'm gonna do it wrong. I'm gonna do it wrong. You know, and your kick just goes with your body. You're jumping and you put your foot out, and that's gonna lay the shit out of a lot of people down. I mean, like, honestly, it's not a bad kick to just run and just stick your leg out like a doof, right? But what you really want to do is you want to launch the kick out last second. You know, you're in the air. Let's say, I mean, I'm probably only gonna go about 5 miles an hour here, right? Let's say you're going 13 miles an hour. Then you launch your kick out like freaking, you know, at the last second, and then it's probably another, I don't know, 15, right? So you got like 25 miles an hour, 25 times 25, you're looking at 125 mile an hour, right? Mile per hour squared, right? You know, whereas, like, you know, say like I'm down here, you go boom, maybe that's like 10 or just 15 squared, right? You know. Well, anything, long story short, when you jump, you want to, like, you know, get your kick out at the last second, you know, because you got your airborne speed and then the kick out extension speed. If you just get airborne with your foot out, you don't get that extra kick speed. If you're standing here and just go, you know, you don't got the airborne speed. Here, I'm going to kick it. I'm going to give it a side thrust kick that's pretty hard on the ground, right? And you'll see how far the bag goes back. That's an indicator of how much force has entered the bag, right? If it goes and smacks the freaking ceiling, which is not going to do, you know, you did a lot of force. So I'm going to kick it, I'm going to kick it as hard as I can, just side thrust kick. You know, I'm just going to kick it as hard as I can, side thrust kick. Here. You know, it goes up about right here, right? Not bad. Now I'm going to do the running jump kick. You know, I'm going to give it a pretty good go. I think I'm going to give it a pretty good go. Let's pull it out here and everything, but I'm going to give this a good go. Watch how far it goes up. Way more. Oh, it ain't even hitting you in the shoulder, man. That's why you got to get away, right? It went much higher. There was a much more energy entered the system with the kick. Okay, think about it like a physics. Ask your local physics teacher. Go to high school. Ask him about it, right? You know. Like I said, it's mass times velocity times velocity. Now I'm gonna give it one more kick. And this one might be pretty good. I'll go to the side and stuff. Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one out there. Everybody wants to know the rules of the most powerful kick. That's about as close as you're gonna get. If you start focusing on fancy stuff when you're running as absolute fast as you can, you're not gonna have a good time. A lot of people don't talk about friction on the floor versus your feet. You know, if you want to get too fancy when you're running, say like let's say they find out I'm wrong, right? Let's say they find out I'm subtly wrong. You get like a half a mile per hour by adding a spin in. So you like run, and then you do this thing where you like jump up and you like wham, and you got like 5 extra mile per hour with your jumping spin kick because you did some sort of like penultimate thing before. You know, you land, right? It's all fancy. Your back's turned to the guy when you're freaking going like, you're running as fast as you can, right? And real tear. I mean, what do sprinters go? Like 70 miles an hour or something? Let's look it up real fast. You really want to go? Do you really want to run as fast as you humanly possibly can, and then do a spin right before you in the hopes of getting like this little bit extra damage? Let's see how fast can a man run? Max. 28 miles an hour. Oh, frick, dude. So 28 miles an hour. That's a lot more than my freaking 13 miles an hour. Okay, what's how fast? Second. This is lazy, man. 20 miles an hour. Holy frick. So I'm just in the wrong ballpark of speed. I used to run these. And this is not even a good 11 second 100 meters. Not even good, right? But I used to run those, right? So if you're going 20 miles an hour, do you really want to spin yourself at 20 miles an hour? Excuse me, right? You don't want to run. You don't want to like do this like weird spin at 20 miles an hour. That's how you like eat it, right? And like so like a lot of martial arts don't teach you like this and that, but like understand you're walking on different surfaces. You might be fighting on ice. There might be honestly bars. There's liquids on the floor of various types. It's not like a lot of people think, oh, it's cool to get in fights and stuff. Like, no, it's not. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. You don't ever want to be in a fight, right? Train, have fun, keep yourself healthy. But no, out there in the real world, man, the floor has different friction. I mean, even different dojos have different friction on the floor, right? Got normally they have that plastic on it, but the friction on your floor depends on how eloquent your fight's gonna be, your moves are gonna be, right? So if you train your moves on one dojo floor and you get another one and it's not the same flooring type, you're gonna be slipping around and stuff. So you like, don't think you're gonna run full speed and do a freaking spin. That's just reckless, man. I mean, jump kicks are called reckless to begin with, but you can kind of control them, right? You see, like I've done this all my whole life. Hey, by the way, if you want to learn how to do this, you want to know how to do a jumping kick, I can teach you right now. It's real simple. So at the end of the jump, you have like a bean bag, right? I have a stupid couch. Let's say you have a scrap ass couch, Your mom wants to throw out the couch or some shit. You're like, don't throw out that couch. We can do stuff with it. Like, it's an old couch. What are you gonna do with an old couch? And you're like, Mom, I'm gonna practice jump kicking on it or something, You're like, okay, then we'll throw it afterwards, right? Well, anyway, here's how you do it. Okay, so you jog. Here, I'm gonna start. I'll do the jog. I trained this when I was like 6. You jog, and you just land on the couch, right? Jog, land on the beanbag. It's best with a beanbag. You run down, you land on the beanbag, land on the beanbag. You just run, then you try to lay yourself back. Oh, dude. I think I broke the couch. Frick yeah. Well, anyway, I weigh like 250, right? 260 something. I'm a little bit heftier, and not the best ways of doing it. Right? Not the best hefty, but like long story short is mass times velocity, freaking powerball on my couch, right? It broke something in it, right? Awesome. But anyway, that's how you learn how to. That's why you want to use a scrap couch or a beanbag, right? Oh man. So Rose's most powerful kick. This is the Rose's most powerful kick. Honestly, I wouldn't be doing this video if I didn't see everybody screwing up the Rose's most. I see people like, okay, I think the Rose's most powerful kick is this because that's the most powerful one I can do or something, No, use math. Run as fast as you freaking can, and in the last second, you go, throw out the kick. Throw out your fastest kick. Run as fast as you can, jump, and when you're in the air, throw out your fastest kick. And I think there might be something to like leaning back at the last second too, because the leaning back will angular momentum you forward, right? So if we're not talking about like a lateral spin, we're talking like a vertical spin, right? Where we like lean back, gangsta lean, right? All right, check it out. I'm gonna do one last jump kick, call it a day. I think by now, those who would have gotten it do get it, and if you don't, ask your local physics professor, and be like, what's the damage equation of a hit? Is it damage equals mass times velocity, and be like, kind of. Why do you need to damage stuff? You're damaging me, physicists. They're like, they're trying to solve the real problem. You're like, how could I kick harder? How can you make me more destructive? Like, Anyway, you don't see, like I said, you don't see this in UFC and shit because there's not a lot of places you can run up. But I mean, like if you can, if they pull you back and they run away from you far away, if they start doing that runaway stuff, you can really advance on them, you know. And that even that like the extra couple miles per hour, it's freaking crazy, you know. Like when you have a taxi, the blocks are they're just gonna smash you in the face. It's awesome, right? You know, it's awesome to have the most powerful attack. And then, like I said, I'm only doing this video because I was just seeing if anybody knew. Because I'm talking with like, you know, big martial artists on freaking Facebook, and I critique form and stuff. Like I'm like a know nothing, right? I know a little bit, right? I train under some stuff, you know, everything. I don't keep in full